Yo, what's going on, guys? I'm gonna be going over today's trade recap, what I ended up taking today, and yeah, I ended up taking one short today, and I ended up hitting take profit on this short today, slightly under risk, but I'll go over how that ended up happening. So yeah, obviously coming into market open here, kind of a mixed bias. I could see bearish side of things due to this a bunch of low resistance liquidity just generated. Like Asia session looked pretty trash, London session looked trash. Just put in some really choppy price action, leading with all of this low resistance liquidity that we had built up here on the higher time frame. So either way, I could see us either pumping higher to just rip past all-time highs, or I could see us having some manipulation on the higher time frame lower, especially to clear out all of this low resistance liquidity. Right. So coming into the market, that's all I was needing. So we had our two conditions coming into market open. We had both of these 15-minute fair value gaps, as you can see right here, and then the S&P 500 had this 30-minute fair value gap above right here, which was looking pretty clean. Right. So let's go into what market opens into. So market ends up ripping open higher here, opening and ripping higher here, and clearing out all-time highs. And then we put in a SMT with the range high here, also being all-time highs, of course. And at this point, we had beautiful manipulation leg on the S&P 500, where we come into the 30-minute fair value gap, and we wick C perfectly, and then instantly start to displace lower. So from here, honestly, I was just looking for prices lower, even though you're like, oh, don't squirt all-time highs. Like, we have no reason to go any higher. Honestly, we just don't. Especially with all of this liquidity that we have lower, there's literally just no key level to support us going higher here. So for me to see prices higher, I would really expect us to clear out all of this really low resistance liquidity that we built up in the overnight session, right? So with that in mind, from here, honestly, I was not opposed to taking this 1 minute inversion if we got it, but the inversion was detrimental. Like, it was a really big close, so there's nothing really you can do about that. I didn't want to pre-fire it. I'm not a pre-fire kind of guy. If you did pre-fire that shit, fair enough. So then that's when we ended up bringing up this new range here, and then we ended up taking out London session lows, and we still had Asia session lows intact, and the S&P 500 did look like it wanted to continue lower. So at this point then, I just marked out the range to see what we wanted to do. If we wanted to respect C at this range and respect like this 3 minute fair value gap that we had, I could see prices lower, especially with all again the low resistance liquidity that we had built up. So it's really simple. We just ended up wicking C really nicely here, coming into this 1 minute fair value gap at first, and then what do we do when we come into this 1 minute fair value gap? We fail to displace higher, and then what do we do right after that? We completely rip through it. So at this point now, I was almost like certain that we were going to at least bare minimum go to Asia session lows. So at this point, I just had like a 1-to-1 kind of marked out. I think my take profit was like just like right around here. And I ended up entering this trade, taking this 1 minute inversion. Honestly, I just like, this isn't an A+ trade by any means necessary. It's more slightly discretionary. But just overall, with the targets that we had lined up for ourselves and the way we respected this range like extremely nicely, and also with the narrative going behind it, the 930 PO3, of course, to send price lower, opening higher, putting in an SMT, manipulating into a key level on the S, like we had a lot more reasoning here to move lower than we did higher. So with that in mind, I ended up taking this trade, entering this. Now, this is the thing. I actually ended up under risking by mistake on this. I had like my entry ready for right here, but then like literally 2 seconds before the candle closed, we had like a really strong candle close in like the last 2 seconds. So I wasn't sure what my risk was going to be. So I ended up taking this trade with 3 micros when I originally intended to take this trade with 6. So yeah, kind of a little, not panic, just a bit like, oh shit, kind of like, I didn't want to mismanage my risk, so I just decided to play it safe. Because obviously, if I did end up mismanaging my risk and over leveraging and losing, I would have been pretty fucking pissed at myself. So yeah, overall, I mean, this trade is pretty clean. Really, not much I can say about it. It's just a simple range trade, just with the obviously the narrative behind it. It was fine. I really like this. I wouldn't rate it A plus or A. I'd probably rate it like a B plus, just because we didn't really have any key level here. Like a 5 minute or a high time frame key level hit like a 3 minute or whatever. So yeah. With this, then I ended up going break even at Asia session lows here, and I think that happened on, I think in one candle I got TP. Yeah, so in one candle I got TP, I went break even at Asia session lows, and I just targeted the low hanging fruit with this trade. Now this trade did end up running all the way down to this draw, which is like the good draw here, which is this. I could have held it to there if I chose to, which was probably like a decent idea, but hey, is what it is. Just went for the low hanging fruit here, and yeah, simple enough. And then for the rest of the day, we just chopped around. Literally, we just messed around inside of this big range, and we literally did nothing. No other setup at all. I'll just keep skipping and skipping and skipping. Yep, just nothing. just come pure chop, pure chop, pure chop, and then at this point it's already 11 o'clock. So yeah, this was the only setup of the day, 100% trade of the day without a shadow of a doubt. So yeah, overall I'd probably rate this setup like a B plus, as I said, just because there's no higher time frame key level within the range here to send us lower, but there was like a 3 minute, and we've already put in an SMT, and then with the narrative behind it, everything, it was great. So cool. Overall made around $350 today with this setup. Could have definitely made, I was aiming for like my normal risk, so I should have made around 500 to 550. Is what it is though, nothing really you can do about it. That's another winning day under the belt, so another step closer to that payout, which is obviously can't be more grateful for. So yeah, that's literally going to be it for today's recap, guys. Pretty quick one, pretty simple stuff, and nothing much to go over except for this, because this was realistically the only play today, in my opinion. Everything else was straight buns. And yeah, that's going to wrap up today's video. If you guys have any questions, leave them in the comments below. If you guys ended up taking the same trade or anything or any other trade today, winning or losing or getting break even, let me know in the comments too. I'm always interested to see what you guys are taking. And yeah, if you have any questions for me personally, I'm going to leave my Discord, Instagram, and TikTok in the bio of this video. If you guys want to go check them out, give me a follower, add me on one of those platforms. And if you want to talk to me personally about anything that to do with trading, feel free. I'll 100% respond to that. And yeah, except for that, I hope you guys have a blessed rest of your day and evening. And I will catch you guys in the next trade recap, which will be tomorrow. So yeah, except for that, enjoy the rest of your evening and peace out.